Major Todd, T-O-D-D, McGee, M-C-G-H-E-E, Concord Police Department. I'm the commander of the Operations Bureau. At 5:46 today, officers responded to Lock Mill Plaza for reports of shots fired into an occupied apartment. While neighbors, including very young children, were frightened, no one was injured. When responding officers arrived, the suspect had already fled the scene. Officers canvassed the area to attempt to locate the suspect, but were unable to. Officers remained on the scene for the next 30 minutes or so and processed the scene and departed. Within 8 minutes of leaving the scene, at approximately 6:26 p.m., Concord PD received a call that the suspect had returned to his girlfriend's apartment. When officers returned, the suspect's girlfriend and 2 other female occupants exited the apartment and gave officers permission to enter. Officers approached the armed suspect in the rear of the apartment. Officers gave several verbal commands to drop the gun, however the suspect did not comply. The suspect raised the gun and pointed it at the officers. One officer fired 2 rounds, striking the suspect twice. Officers immediately rendered aid to the suspect. The suspect is currently in stable condition with non-life-threatening injuries and is receiving care at Atrium Health Cabarrus. Our Criminal Investigations Division is continuing to review evidence and speak with witnesses, and criminal charges against the suspect will be filed. At our request, the SBI is handling the investigation into the officer-involved shooting. As a result, we are limited in releasing further information at this time. I can take 1 or 2 questions. I have time for.
Can you sort of clarify how this happened? I take it everything happened actually inside one of the buildings, and that's where he shot into the apartment?
Correct. The suspect fired inside an apartment that went into an adjacent apartment. The suspect fled before the officers arrived.
All right,
and
so
then
we were just getting this
returned after they
update
left.
here from Concord Police. That was
Had
Major Todd McGee speaking, sharing what transpired around 7 o'clock this evening. This shooting into what sounded like an apartment unit that had people inside. This was over at Lock Mill Plaza off of Buffalo Avenue Northwest.
Yeah, and we're still learning a little bit more information, but it sounds like the suspect ran when that initial shot was fired. Sounds like there were some children and other folks that were inside. And then once that suspect ran, police were on the scene for about 30 minutes, they said. And then it wasn't too long until the suspect returned. They tried to make entry once the people inside that apartment left. And that's kind of how things unfolded from there. They fired 2 rounds after asking the suspect to drop the weapon, and apparently they asked him twice. 2 rounds did strike that suspect, and I guess in stable condition at this time.
Yes, police say apparently this person had gone to their girlfriend's home, so that's where they went after the shooting, according to police. SBI is investigating, which we know is standard procedure here. We're going to continue to monitor that feed. Back in our newsroom, it sounds like they're taking some questions. We'll keep you updated as we learn more. For now, it's time to take a quick break. We'll be right back.